Hello, I'm John Morris, and welcome to a brand new program we call Museum People. Here at the only multidisciplinary museum of its kind in the nation, we're a museum all about inspiring people. Today we'll hear from two museum people who are terrific, talented staff here at the Peoria Riverfront Museum. The first is Everley Davis, who leads the Every Student Initiative, the flagship program that I'm proud has been initiated by our board of directors, the Barton Family Foundation. Sally Snyder is the chair of the advisory council, and hundreds of other donors and volunteers. Everley will tell you about where that program stands today, and I think you will be as excited as I am. And secondly, we'll hear from the super talented star, pun intended, of the museum's science program, Renae Kerrigan, curator of science and planetarium director. She'll be telling you about her brand new podcast, Infinite Wonder, where she finds some of the greatest science personalities in the country and brings them to you. Finally, don't go away, a special announcement about a very special partner of the Peoria Riverfront Museum. Grammy Award-winning Metropolitan Opera baritone Nathan Gunn. At the University of Illinois, Nathan is now a partner of ours in curating Nathan Gunn, The Art of Opera, and we've got a really cool announcement coming right up. So, let me step aside and let you hear from two great museum people.
Hi, I'm Everley Davis. The ESI program, or the Every Student Initiative at the Peoria Riverfront Museum, was established 6 years ago in 2017. Our goal was and still is to bring every student from every public, private, and homeschool group in the Central Illinois to the museum to experience a curriculum-connected field trip every year. So far, we have added 44 schools out of 8 school districts, and in January of this year, we've invited over 2,000 students to the museum. On those field trips, they're able to explore all the facets of our museum, whether it be a giant screen theater film connected to their classroom content, a planetarium show with our lovely planetarium staff, or tours of our galleries led by education guides. Not only do they get to experience the field trip with their friends from school, but every student at one of these sponsored schools gets a pass to come back with their family for free to experience it all again. Thank you to all the sponsors that have made this opportunity possible. We are currently at 44 schools out of 8 school districts, stretching as far north as Lakin and as far south as Delavan. Again, thank you to our community for sponsoring our next generation of museum members.
I'm Renae Kerrigan. We've launched something new here at the museum, hoping to connect with audiences around the world, a podcast called Infinite Wonder. The goal of this podcast is to speak with the people who make amazing science happen. I'm so curious to learn about the advances in science and technology, and also to learn about the people who work in these areas. What drives them to overcome their challenges? What path led them to where they are today? In my first episode, I spoke with our hometown hero, astronaut Scott Altman. Scott did amazing things in his astronaut career, including commanding the final mission to service the Hubble Space Telescope. Since his retirement from NASA, he's gone on to work at ARSC Federal and is currently heading up the group that is building the Orion space capsule. This is the vehicle that NASA is using to send astronauts back to the moon again for the Artemis program. In my second episode of Infinite Wonder, I was honored to speak with Dr. Renae Kerrigan, who is the nuclear physicist who designed the successful experiment that achieved fusion ignition in December of 2022. It was Dr. Kerrigan's job to set the conditions for the firing of 192 laser beams to create the perfectly shaped implosion, which resulted in a fusion reaction that produced more energy than went into it for the very first time. Dr. Kerrigan has a fascinating job, and it was really exciting to talk to her. I know you will enjoy this episode. You can find Infinite Wonder anywhere you get your podcasts. We're working on the next episode now. You can also find a direct link to it on the museum's website. I hope you'll tune in soon.
Hope you enjoyed those two segments with Everley Davis and Renae Kerrigan as much as I did. They're two of the extraordinary museum people. Thank you for all you do to support the work we do here. Now here's the little announcement I promised I'd be making. Nathan Gunn, one of the greatest baritones in the world today, is coming to perform here at the Peoria Riverfront Museum on April 1st. And it's going to be a very special day. So check details, make sure you get your tickets, and I'll see you at the museum. Thanks for watching, Museum People.